backfield. We know Maryland's going to throw now. What happens, the defensive cornerback has to play 5 yards off. So Jackson was wide open. I think you'll see a lot of that, and he shows us that he can go. He broke a tackle, almost took it all away.
Lewis Riddick helping out on that play, number 5. Riddick out of Penn Ridge High School. So it's a Maryland first down. And a little mix-up there in the backfield. On the handoff, Jeff Allen bumping into quarterback Eric Nichols. They're going to have to work out some kinks here, George. After all, they've only had maybe, what, 20 practice sessions in this week here at Hershey?
If they had that, and they'll probably keep it down to about 6 or 7 plays. That was an option play. They were trying to run the option, I think.
The Maryland offensive backs, quarterback Eric Nichols, the key there, and the offensive lineman for the Maryland All-Stars. There's Eric Nichols out of Gaithersburg High, threw for 2,000 yards last season for Gaithersburg. Out of the I formation. Rushes on, they've got him. First sack of the night. Inside the 20-yard line, Todd Pipkin was the first guy in, and Mark Spindler out of West Scranton, headed for Pitt, 6'5" and 270, was in there to bury Eric Nichols.
We mentioned before the defensive lineman has to line up head up or outside eye of the offensive lineman, and Spindler just shows his strength. He looks like Mark Gastineau from the New York Jets, and he's just as big. And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make the tackle, Jackson was wide open. They broke him deep over the middle.
So it's going to be third down and long. They have to get all the way out close to the 40-yard line. Nichols again, short drop this time. Looking again for Jackson. There goes Robert Jackson. And Riddick finally drags him down from behind, but not until Robert Jackson is all the way down inside Pennsylvania's 40-yard line.
Well, Jackson is going to Maryland, shows his athletic ability, but what's helping him so much is that the cornerback Riddick has to play off him. He can't bump and run. That's one of the restrictions. Nichols knows his instincts. He turns around, makes a beautiful adjustment on the ball. Great-looking young athlete.
43 yards on that completion from Eric Nichols. And look at the leaping catch there by Robert Jackson. He's already got 2 catches, both of them good for first downs in key situations. And Lewis Riddick had a lasso down at the 37-yard line.
And he's a big boy. He's 6'3", 190-something pounds.
That's what Nichols and Jackson did last year at Gaithersburg High. That's why they're here tonight in Hershey. First down and 10. Nichols again to put it up. Nichols rolling out and overthrows everybody. Everybody was covered in the secondary. George, and just threw it away.
Well, they anticipated pass, and Nichols showed a lot of poise. He broke out of the pocket, could not find a receiver, and he threw the ball away. Heads-up play.
So it's going to be second down and 10. In the history of this game, as we mentioned, this is the 30th year that they've played the Big 33. As we look at the Pennsylvania defense, Mark Spindler, number 70 from West Scranton, the defensive tackle, USA Today's Defensive Player of the Year a year ago. The defensive backs.
Spindler's 6'6", 265.
Don Grimm there, his brother Russ Grimm, the all-pro for the Washington Redskins, who was in attendance last night at the banquet they had here in Hershey, and is in attendance tonight here at tonight's game. There is a quick out. Once again, Nichols to Jackson. And Jackson with his 3rd catch, just a quick turn.
And they've gone to him 5 times. And again, I'll say it's because the cornerback has to lay back off 5 yards. This is smart football. They're going to dink it out to him all night long.
For the defensive backs, the corners especially, George, because they have to play man-to-man against a guy like Robert Jackson, like being on an island out there.
Well, you're isolated, and there's no help from the inside, especially if he's to the strong side, because that outside linebacker must stay on the line of scrimmage. That's one of the restrictions. 26
touchdowns in his repertoire last year for Eric Nichols. Quick out again, Eric Nichols. This was the Nichols to Jackson show so far, and they're down inside the 15-yard line. And it's good for a first down for Maryland.
It's such a tough situation. He can't come up and bump and run him. He has to play off at 5, and they're going to play beanball all night. And if he misses the tackle, he's gone.
The running backs are going to start getting a little jealous, George, in the huddle.
Well, you know, he's got...
There's Jerry Mears, the head coach for Maryland.
Well, they have to throw at least 20. They might throw 60 tonight.
First down, 10 yards to go as the ball is spotted just inside the 25-yard line. Quick out intended for the back. Number 22, Jeff Allen from Meade High, and headed to Central State. And also Brian Allred was over there. They kind of flooded that area of the field, and Nichols just put it up between them.
Well, they went to the other wide receiver, Allred, and it was kind of a crisscross pattern, which is good against man-to-man. But again, you shouldn't get too cute. I would keep throwing that ball to Jackson until they stopped it. They haven't really stopped it. The one time the protection broke down, and they couldn't get him the ball.
Allred, as we mentioned, he does a 4.340. He's 5'10", 165 pounds from Hammond High. He's also going to the Terrapins at the University of Maryland. Here's Nichols, and he's dragged out against second sacks. And coming in for Pennsylvania was Eric Seaman out of Westchester East High. Another one of those fellows headed to the University of Pittsburgh. Eric is 6'4" and 235 from Westchester East, and he was in on Nichols for the second sack.
Well, this is just an incident of a defensive man beating the offensive blocker. Seaman was just a little too fast and a little too strong.
2 sacks so far have cost Eric Nichols 17 yards.
Great.
Close-up look at Eric Seaman.
Great time for a screen pass or a draw play.
Third down and long. They need about 20. The ball inside the 35. The give is to number 33, William Henry, out of Frederick High, and Sean Love, number 79, from Marion Catholic. Another Penn State recruit was in there to make the stop for Pennsylvania. We have a penalty flag on the field, on the far side of the field.
You know, Penn State has 9 players on the field. Pitt has 9 players on the field. Notre Dame has, I believe, 6. And Michigan has 2. Arizona State has 2. So, you know, these are good players.
Yeah, the majority of these players are going to Division I programs, either Penn State or Pitt or Notre Dame or Temple, Arizona State. And this game has turned out, what, 3 Heisman Trophy winners in 30 years? Tony Dorsett.
Capoletti and Terry Baker from Oregon played.
Terry Baker came here and played for the All-America team back in the initial years of this Big 33.
Very illustrious group.
So it's going to be third down and about 20. The ball is spotted at the 33-yard line. Eric Nichols pumps one. Goes long over the middle. Touchdown. Brian Allred for the touchdown, and Maryland's on the board on the throw from Eric Nichols to Brian Allred from Hammond High. And it's 6-0 Maryland.
Well, they got a bit of a break on that. Both wide receivers ran a post pattern. They almost could shake hands. And I think Jackson thought he was going to get it. And you see Allred come from the left side of the screen now. He'll make the reception, but you see both receivers in the same area. You see them there? And that's not really a planned play. And great reception.
Brian just ran underneath it. Sean Love was in there on Eric Nichols. But Nichols was able to get it off. And here is Tim Walker to attempt the point after. The high snap, but Walker gets it up and through. And with 5:53 left in the first quarter, Maryland leads Pennsylvania 7-0. We'll be back right after this.
Someone put a